Hey, 2600 here, and today we're going to take a look at Life Force by Konami. First, we're going to look at the cabinet, but what we're really going to be looking at and reviewing is the port that's on the Nintendo Switch. So, Life Force was released in arcades in October of 1986, which between the theming in the US version and the release, I think it qualifies as a Halloween game. So the cabinet looks nice. Here's the intro screen on the arcade cabinet. High score menu. And there we go, the story. A nice, lovely story, which was changed from the Japanese version. In the Japanese version of Life Force called Salamander, it's more about a space battle. But they decided to retheme it to be more like a Fantastic Voyage style game. Change some of the graphics, and so you're inside a body fighting through different zones that were renamed to be like the stomach zone or the liver. And of course you're Vic Viper in this game, and there's a 2-player option for Lord British. So now we're just going to do a little bit of gameplay, coin up, just to show how it looks before we jump into the port on the Switch. Here we go. Usually the background in the Japanese version, it's more like stars, like space. They added that kind of membrane look. So now we're booting up Konami, the Arcade Classics Anniversary Collection, which includes a few really good arcade shmups by Konami and a weird platformer, but we're concentrating on Life Force. And we're going to look at some of the options. So you can change the difficulty in live setting. You can also adjust the display ratio. You can add scan lines. You can add frames. You can adjust the controls for rapid fire, have one button do both shot and missile. And so let's point up. So one of the things you'll notice right away is there's a lot of voices, a lot of synthesized voices in this game. And I think that adds to the charm. The music, for me, is also amazing. Probably the music in Life Force it's up there with like the Ninja Turtles theme music and stuff that Konami has done, and for some of the other Ninja Turtle games. And I believe his name is Miki Higashino, was the composer for Life Force, who also did the music for Gradius or Gradius or Gradias, however you want to say it. It seems like every different playground at every different elementary school in the 80s pronounced things differently, like the Mario debate. So here we are, fighting through. The enemies are cool. Here's to those nasty fang teeth, blood on them. Pretty horrific theming. Now I have pretty strong power-ups. The big difference between Life Force and Gradius is the enemies drop a specific power-up. There's no longer collecting power-ups and having that kind of roulette selection system. Now I gotta shoot through some membranes. Now here are the thick membranes. This part I usually struggle with if I don't have full power because it grows back. We're about to come up to the first boss. Now, since I'm fully powered, this battle should take almost no time. Nice big brain with hook arms and an eye. Sometimes you can defeat him with barely even seeing the eye. So he's dead. Now we're shifting to a top-down view. Life Force switches between side-scrolling and then vertical scrolling views on some of the stages. I love that aspect. Kind of combines both shmups. Now some of the bullet patterns on this stage get pretty crazy, especially in some of the future stages. Almost to like bullet hell shmup levels.
Kidney stones cannot be
Kidney
destroyed.
stones. Yeah, here's some wicked slowdown, because there's just so much on the screen. Now, a lot of people complain that the music and the voices are kind of tinny on Life Force. I actually like it that way. It just has a very metallic sci-fi sound. Getting a little crazy.
Mutant Cylon attacking. Destroy
So
center
I can come up
membrane.
to the boss. So this is the Tetron. I believe that's how you pronounce the boss. I love this boss because it's a take on Big Core from Gradius. And if you do it just right, you can kind of get one of the options right up inside to break the wall and shoot the core. Just kind of rotate around. Now we're shifting to another side-scrolling view. This stage is usually where I start to really screw up.
Warning, warning, danger zone.
You'll see it gets pretty difficult.
Acid flame. Hyperspeed.
Yep, we got the acid flames, which look more like just regular like flames and solar flares. But we're in a body, or a planet's body, and we're fighting some antibodies.
Flame eruption.
I like that the voice gives you a warning for the solar flare before it happens, so you don't have to just kind of keep an eye for that slight
Flame eruption.
bubble up. I still find this stage pretty difficult, but there's a decent pattern to remember. I love this dragon boss. Has such just a wicked grin on his face with those fangs. And sometimes you can sneak right inside to fight him. Now I've played the arcade version of Life Force very little. I've actually played the PC Engine version a lot more. Now we're shifting for another vertical scroll, top-down view for the next stage. So you can currently buy this game on the PS4, Xbox One, Microsoft Store, I think Steam even has it, and on the Nintendo Switch. It came out April 18th, 2019, and well worth the value, well worth the money. I think some places have it now for under $10 for the whole collection. When it first came out, I believe it was $19.99, which again, when you do the math with all the games, that's a great deal. They also have the Japanese versions of the games, so if you want to play Salamander, you can. And same with the other games. It also has Haunted Castle. So that is Light Force from the Anniversary Collection. Thank you for watching, and please check out our other videos.